It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for,
ladies and gentlemen, that my name is Jeff Meacham, standing in the shadow of Hollywood iconography, and I am honored, privileged, and overjoyed to introduce to you not only the original, the only Big G in wrestling, but the reigning, defending, true, greatest trivia mind of all time, Quick Trip.
Did you just cut off my fucking intro?
I did.
Why?
Because
Like
I'm wearing a Paul Heyman. Because I'm wearing a Paul Heyman guy's shirt, and I wanted to give you a proper intro.
I guess. I mean,
I put it in the private chat, but nobody reads the private chat in these damn streams anymore. So you know.
I noticed it when you were like halfway through. I was like, oh, well, okay, that must be something. I was in dance mode. Okay, like I was vibing to the.
I know.
Not only the like countdown music, but like the intro to the show, because like that's what I do.
That's what we do on this show.
Yeah.
But you know, I figure I got the Hollywood side behind me. I take for granted that I have this in my backyard, and I'm wearing the Paul Heyman guy's shirt today. So if we can start the show as the sirens go by, now you know you're in Hollywood. Just wanted to give you a good intro because damn it, last week we talked about you passing Bruno Sammartino, and it's been a hell of a week in wrestling and in football. So I figure before we get into the nitty gritty and the dirty of it, we'll give you a good intro.
Listen, even if Maddie was here, like we would put over football even more because all of us had a good week of football.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
The Broncos knocked off the Chiefs. The Steelers handed the Bengals their ass, and the Cowboys handed the Raiders their ass.
Yeah, I low-key officially have to feel bad about the Bengals losing because of where I live. But you know, hell, the Steelers finally got a decent win, so I'm not gonna bitch too much. For your behalf. So you know,
screw the Bengals and screw Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
There we go. Not going? Okay, of course. Now that I did the proper intro, probably won't work. There it goes.
Josh, I meant everybody on screen had a good week of football.
Josh, you know what?
You're a Browns fan, so you typically never have a good week of football.
I was going to say, Josh, you're kind of in freaking low territory as it is. You don't start. Where's that tree in the background? That's really nice tree.
But listen, I'll say this much: like, not only did I have a good Sunday, I had a great Saturday because I happened to be in attendance at the Notre Dame Pitt game this past Saturday. Lost my voice in the first quarter,
as one does.
Yeah, so. Like the football happenings in Acrisure Stadium were very satisfactory to me on both days. So I was very happy that the Steelers beat the Bengals. I'm very happy that Notre Dame. What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix my can get comfortable. There we go. Okay, so you actually said the name of the stadium. Are you getting used to it now? Is it no longer Heinz Field? Like a trigger in your brain, or
I think that's the first time I've actually been there since the name change.
Okay.
So it's much. I'm always going to be a homer for Heinz Field because that's what it was for 20 years.
Yeah,
but it's like, okay, I guess whatever.
I feel the same way about the King's home. You know, the old Staples Center. You know, I've got Aaron whenever he mentions it on camera, talks about, it's like, no, dude, unfortunately, it's now crypto.com arena, but I call it the crypt just to feel better. So there is that. So yes, good football weekend. I love that you got to go to Pitt. I wonder if Britt Baker was there, since we don't see her on TV. We don't know what she's doing.
Well, the thing is, Britt Baker's a Penn State girl, so
that's fair. That's fair.
And Penn State's just having a depressing season. Let's be honest.
Yes.
So yeah, it's one of those things. I did not get to meet any of the people from College Game Day, sadly. Like it was in the area. Like I heard McAfee. I was in the general area of where the terrible field goal kicks happened.
But, oh my god! Yeah, I saw that on TikTok. I was like, dude. Cool. I was like, I have no room to say anything, but like, I'd be the same way. I'd be the same way.
Josh is asking, when doesn't Penn State have a depressing season? I mean, if nothing else, they made the playoffs last year. They made it to the Final Four before getting knocked out by Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. But in comparison to like previous years, this is way underperforming for Penn State.
Yeah. I will say, I'm not being a college football person as a rule. Penn State will always be, for me, the site of the original WWF draft. And The Rock getting the crowd to chant at Vince. Yep. That's what The Rock does at Vince McMahon. And he is an asshole, so there you go.
And that's honestly probably the last time Penn State was irrelevant. Positive. Let me take that back. Relevant in a positive light.
There we go. Yeah, that's right.
Because some things happened after 2002.
This is valid.
What did Myles Garrett do, Josh? I didn't get to catch the Browns game. The only thing I caught about the Browns game, because I was at work at the time, so I got to catch a little bit of it on one of my breaks. The Browns got a pick six, and then apparently Shadur Sanders got in there and stunk up the joint. But he's starting against the Raiders, so
he's starting against Kenny Pickett. Okay.
A match for the ages. Shadur Sanders versus Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett.
It's funny you mentioned the Raiders. God, I walked in toward the end of the thumping the Cowboys gave them, and I was like, man, this is so much better than last week. Like we talked about last week, the Cowboys were the worst team in the league, and they didn't have a game last week. They had a miserable week. And my dad made a point and he goes, well, today's technically a bye week too. I'm like, that's fair. It's a play the Raiders. It's a bye week. So,
Greg, did you happen to watch the Bengals game on Sunday?
I saw some of it. Like I saw some of it more on my lunch break.
Okay.
So I did see the pick six that the Steelers had.
Okay.
I saw the fumble six after.
Yeah.
It was a wild weekend for pick sixes in that stadium because Steelers had one, Notre Dame had one, Pitt had one, and then immediately after Pitt's pick six, they had a pick two on the 2-point conversion. Notre Dame had pick two, 2-point conversion, and ran that back the whole way. It was a wild game on Saturday. I'm telling you what.
So with Rodgers, with it, from what I read, the injury isn't as bad as they thought they were. That he might be playing this weekend, from what I read.
Listen, I will be more than likely on the road, so I'm not going to be able to watch any of that game because I'm going to be coming home from New Jersey.
That's right. You got Full Gear this weekend.
Yeah, I got Full Gear this weekend.
Gearing up, man. Before we move on to that, I don't know if it was this last weekend or the weekend before, so forgive me. I walked in from my break at work, and it's Sunday, so there's football on the break room TV. The score of one of those games is either 5-2 or 3-2 at the time. What the hell game was going on where there was a 3-2 or a 5-2 score at one point?
That happened to us, didn't it? Like it was.
So last week, not last week, but the week prior, we had a Sunday night game against the Chargers.
That's what it was. It was the Packers.
Or the Chargers.
No.
Not the
Chargers.
It was the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
It was Chargers, and it was when I went to bed because it was like 5-3, and I was like, I'm not staying up for this mess.
Yeah, when I walked into the break room, it was either it was some sort of like single digits on both sides that do not add up to touchdowns, and I went, what the hell universe?
Two field goals and a safety.
Like I understand I was at Disneyland, but what parallel universe did I walk into from stage? Like I was like, I'm just gonna go sit down and have my coffee now. Thank you. It was weird. I just want to throw it out there. I threw it out there yesterday, but throwing it out in that room yesterday is like throwing it in the wind.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the hell's going on except us.
See, that's why I know that I'm more known for wrestling content and the trivia stuff and all that stuff. It's like, man, I love talking football more than anything because, and no offense to you guys because you guys don't follow college. I need more college people, college football people to talk with. I'm still pushing.
It's hard for me to watch college. To watch college games, I usually work on Saturdays, and I know college games are always on Saturdays, so I'm never home to watch. And I feel like I have to make a roulette wheel of all the college teams and just spin it and see who I lands on.
I have a recently reacquired friend. Her hubby is into. She said football and baseball. I just didn't ask if it was professional or college or both football. If it is of both persuasions, I will forward the information to you because, like I said, I know you're lacking in college football chatters. So let's see if we can get you in the.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I want more people to talk college football with simply because I just want to rake Miami across the coals for my Twitter account is nothing but Miami Hurricanes fans bitching that they're behind Notre Dame after beating them in the first game of the season.
Yep.
And they just don't listen to, hey, don't lose to two unranked teams in like a 3-week stretch. Don't do that, and you wouldn't be in this situation. It's like, well, we have the same record. We beat them head-to-head in week 1. We dominated them. It was a 3-point win where they got a field goal in the last 65 seconds of the game. Whoop-de-dang.
Seriously. Yeah, that's not domination. That's sheer dumb luck for Miami. What?
I mean, consider who we're dealing with. We're dealing with the U. And, like...
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's, the U's always been full of their own shit. It's just it hasn't been justified in about 20 years.
Yeah. It's even more funny to me because Alabama fell behind Notre Dame in these latest CFP rankings, and that is just a joy to my heart. If you know, you know.
I have been politely quiet on Conrad Thompson's Twitter feed the last week because I don't want to poke the bear, but. I mean,
yeah. I will say this: 6 spots was a significant drop for Alabama, only losing by 2 to a ranked team. But it was their second loss of the season, and their first loss of the season was by 14 points to Florida State, who turned out to be dog shit. That's what a lot of people don't realize when they look at these rankings. They don't put logic in. They try to rank these teams like they're going off the NFL playoff standard. And you can't do that when there are 130 plus teams in FBS football. You can't do that. No. You have to look at all the outside factors. You can't just go off of records because in the NFL, there's no strength of schedule. There's no strength of record. There's no, there's none of this. Like, you have more head-to-head matches because in your division, like, you play each of those teams twice a year. So, and you have other games that happen. It's much easier for 32 teams that have a 17-game schedule to figure all that out and have a structure. When you have 130-plus teams, when not all of them play each other, obviously, because that's impossible in a 12-game schedule, you have to have other factors determine how you rank them because there's no real set structure to how these things are ranked. You have a committee of people saying that, hey, this person's ranked above this person, even though the records are the same, even though like one looks better than the other. It's a whole thing. And these people, like these Hurricanes fans, are trying to justify a 3-point win over Notre Dame on August 31st to be the reason why they should be ranked above the Irish. Now, if it was like a 20, 25-point victory, I'll concede, yeah, you do deserve it. A last-minute field goal, and Notre Dame's only other loss was by 1 point to a team that's currently undefeated. Miami's 2 losses were to 2 teams that are 7-3 by bigger margins. So worse record, worse loss, or point differential. You don't think that the committee looks at that? Head-to-head isn't everything. You're trying to say that Notre Dame could like win all their games like 50-point blowouts. If they lose to Miami by 1 point and they have the same record, that nothing's gonna matter. That like it doesn't matter how Notre Dame does just because of that head-to-head. That Notre Dame can't surpass Miami if Miami look like dog shit, which admittedly they haven't. Like there is some argument for them to be in the playoffs,
Right.
But to say that Notre Dame doesn't deserve it at all because of a 3-point loss, like, get out of here.
I can't speak for anybody. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, I got like 20 people around me. I have a feeling like Miami and like Bama, I feel like they expect to have like legacy ranking, like because they've been so dominant for so long, or they've been the power. Like all of a sudden, because they're not what they were, they want to play the pity card, like the woe is me, like you should be really good. And I mean, I know that's not actually the case. That's what it feels like. You hear Miami pitching every week. God, Bama's been tanking for the last couple of seasons. So,
and
which is
that
weird.
too, like people were complaining that Alabama didn't get in last year when they had 3 losses. 3 losses, in my opinion, and I've said this before on the show, unless it is mathematically unavoidable, no 3-loss team should make the playoffs.
No, not with that structure the way it's set up. Absolutely not.
No.
And again, it's we can all concede how much we dislike their dominance or dislike their crap. Up until last season, there was always a discussion to have Alabama be somewhere in that field of the playoffs. But once you start losing more than 2 games in a championship situation where the other teams aren't, the sheer math eliminates you. I don't care if you were the greatest college football franchise of all time, or your school has dominated the rankings for the past forever. Legacy should not count in any sort of sports ranking except professional wrestling. Okay, like it doesn't really count.
I will say this, and this is also to dispute a bunch of people who say Notre Dame don't deserve it. Notre Dame actually has a harder time getting into the playoffs and staying there because they're not in a conference. And people want to scream from the mountaintops, Notre Dame should be in a conference. They don't know the rigors of a conference schedule, blah, 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 blah. Suck my dick. Like, it's such a ridiculous thing to say. Why it is harder for Notre Dame to get in a conference? Because 5 of those spots, 5 of them are given to conference champions, which means that's 5 out of 12 spots that Notre Dame can't get. There's no way for them to get them. So they have to fight for 1 of 7 spots otherwise. So you have 3 lost teams that could get in if they are a high-ranked conference champion. That is a possibility. So to say that Notre Dame is gifted a spot because they're a 2-loss team, you have to look at how those losses go. People were complaining when Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois last year, and it was their only loss of the regular season, and they were still ranked 7th. You've got to be able to look at these things objectively. If Notre Dame would have gotten blown out by A&M and blown out by the Hurricanes,
then fine. Yeah.
Then they wouldn't be in. Like call a spade a spade. I'm a Notre Dame guy. If they would have gotten blown out in those games, they shouldn't be in the conversation. But because they kept those games close, that's why they're in the spot they're in. And they've won their last 8 games by double digits, all of them.
Yeah, exactly. I guess everything's a learning curve. Great. The people that are just starting to follow college football are learning things thanks to this guy. I'm learning that I can do jack of all trades from this spot if I'm down on the ground level. Trying to do the Greg Cherry show on the upper level, not such a good idea because there's too many goddamn people. Anyway,
one of our favorite people is in the chat. What's up, SJ?
It's always good to see SJ pop up because she's awesome. Like you said, SJ is a wonderful human being. I've yet to, at least in recent experience, have a person that I've found through your show that has been a bad follower, a bad friend request. So much love to you for that, because I need some positivity all up in this place.
We find good people for the show, and SJ is definitely one of those.
Absolutely. So you were out and about last week, and so this is the weekend you're talking about where you're going to try to see everybody out in Jersey, right?
I'm not going to try and see everybody. I'm going to try and see like there are 2 people I want to see. Obviously, I'm going to try and see if I can fit in time with Maven. if possible. Like I'm only going to be there I'll be there a little bit longer than I was for SummerSlam. SummerSlam was kind of a turn and burn.
Yeah.
But, and of course, I want to see Kate. So,
yes,
which we've talked about. There's just no like formal like meetup or anything. It's just going to be probably happenstance at this point.
Yes. Gee, are you or Parker Kane going to WrestleCade next weekend?
My buddy is Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah, he's let me see. I know he's bringing in Isla Dawn.
Oh, that's right. That's what we were talking about, you and I. That's
and
right.
Then somebody else that just signed to AEW. That's with the hold on, let me find out. Let's see. I won't be going because I'll be working.
Okay. Will you be around for our call of Survivor Series or the countdown crap beforehand? Crap. I'm calling it crap. I'm the one hosting it.
Dumbass. Way to plug your own stuff, Jeff.
Right? Oh, God.
So Isla Dawn and then Story Denali.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious who all is doing what this and next week. And I know like there's all kinds of like extracurriculars with AEW stuff, and WWE has. I didn't realize they had this whole other photo shoot thing set up for the weekend of Survivor Series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, until my frequent Bella event attendee, Kalea, she put up that she's going to get a photo op with Nikki, and I always love seeing Nikki, but I couldn't finagle it money wise. But for relatively the same amount of dollars, I'm getting a photo op each with the secondary women's champions, Chelsea Green, and the new Intercontinental champion, Maxine Dupree. I haven't seen Chelsea forever. Never met Maxine, so I'm so
So I was planning on meeting Chelsea when I was in Jersey for SummerSlam. And then I pivoted to go back to WrestleCon that day, which I ended up meeting SJ in person. I met Kate in person.
That's
and
right.
And I got my picture with Cardona. So,
I met
zero complaints here. I still would like to meet Chelsea at some point.
No. And how about Cardona and Nemeth and Gunter and who else returned?
AJ.
AJ, yeah, AJ on just
Rock. I mean Rock and Roman again.
I was gonna say the Rock came back. What the hell was that? Yeah, Rock and Roman, of course, making their.
The Rock is returning to Jumanji 3, but anyways,
I saw that. That's cute. He supposed to be Rob Williams, and that was so sweet.
So Josh has wanted me to point this out that Myles Garrett's the first player in NFL history to make 12 plus sacks in 6 consecutive seasons since records were kept on the stat. That's fantastic. You know, good on Myles Garrett. He's a great player. His team sucks.
Yeah. He's wearing the wrong sweater. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm not going to knock Myles Garrett. Like Myles Garrett is a fantastic player. Terrell Austin needs to be fired for just keeping TJ in one spot and not moving him around.
Yep.
Yeah. And the fact that we still have a winning record is just some kind of Tomlin voodoo. I don't get it.
Here comes that talk again. The winning record. It's like Pittsburgh's gonna have the winning record. It's gonna be like 1 game or 500 just to screw with you guys, the hardcore guys.
Oh, we got the Bears, and I think the Browns, and then the Ravens. If I'm not mistaken.
SJ did take that photo of me and Cardona, by the way, and also the 3 group photo of her.
Yeah.
Ooh. My bad. We got the Bears, then the Bills, and then the Ravens.
Okay,
the Bills is a loss.
Yeah.
Let's just call that what it is.
And you know what? I'm low key happy for Buffalo only because every year the Bills seem to get a little bit better. And in the 90s, when the Cowboys were the team and the Bills couldn't buy a win, they couldn't scratch their own ass with both hands and get glad in the early 90s. So I'm happy for that fandom. I will say, when the Steelers play the Bears, I would like a remote camera in the Rollins Lynch household. That way, when the Bears lose, Becky can go even more insane, and Rollins can't do anything about it with his crippled ass to hold up there. I want to see Insane Becky. I want the Insane Becky going into War Games. It's going to be a joy to watch in person.
Hold on. SJ also said WrestleCade's on her bucket list. It is.
Yes.
I've never been to WrestleCade either. That'll probably be a next year thing for me if I consider going.
Well, we'll see how much money there is after we settle everything in.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's in North Carolina, so
yes,
North Carolina.
So last year or the year before? The year before when we went down to South Carolina to visit my aunt and my grandma. We were driving through North Carolina and we passed the exit to go off to where WrestleCade was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, WrestleCade's always in the Carolinas. WrestleCon's the one that moves with the show.
Yeah, WrestleCon is I know Sean typically goes to WrestleCade. Like he says it's a must go every year. So,
no, it is, man. I want to go. Like so many people I follow on other podcast channels, like John Red, they're like a whole shit ton of them are going, but it's like it's the same week in the Survivor Series. If I'm not going to go to Indiana to watch my friend's retirement match, I'm sure as hell not going to go all the way across the country when I have a ticket waiting for me at the. If they don't have a barely will call anymore, but I have a ticket for Survivor Series. That's always my son. So we're going to that, and we're going to enjoy it. Man, they made some great additions, great matches for Survivor Series last Monday night. So again, you and I talk about it on Saturdays. Greg, I talk about it even if I can. There's a lot going on in the world, and the subtitle for New Year's Eve is still going to be "Goodbye 2025." You shit show you on this show, but wrestling is not among it. Wrestling's pretty damn fun right now.
Yeah. It is. You know what? It's funny too because it is and it isn't. And this,
no, it's fair.
And the reason I say that is, I was having like a brief Twitter conversation with Kate about this because she brought up that wrestling, seems like it doesn't have any like super hot storylines right now, like something that's like must see. And like I brought up that it's like it always seems to happen during football season. Like there's a little bit of a lull. I feel like that affects AEW more just because Tony Khan has the Jaguars to deal with. Yeah. So I think the Jaguars are actually doing like decently this year as opposed to last year. So that's probably taken up a little bit more of his time. With WWE, I don't know what the excuse is, but like there always seems to be like that little dip in quality between SummerSlam and the Rumble, and then like it starts should pick up like around
their cool down period.
I was going to say I don't know about Tony. He seemed to have an hour and a half or so to be on the air with Awani this week, so trying to make nice apparently.
Well, I'm just talking about from a storyline perspective.
I know. Like, I'm just being mean to Tony because I feel like I can. No, I find that funny that is the thing now because it used to feel like when football season started, at least when the Monday Night Wars were going on, that's when at least the WWF would try to up their shit because they were competing with Monday Night Football. By the time that like 97, 98, 98, 99, I should say, WCW wasn't a worry for them. I mean, God, their big story in November was Hogan running for president. I'll let that sit where it is for a second. But November '98 for WWF, the Games tournament, the Rock's ascent, the Rock's turned back, Mick Foley's big, ascent. There was a lot going on in the WWF in November '98. So I feel like it's odd now that, well, not odd, and I say that because we've all talked about it on various shows. The WWE doesn't really feel like they have to compete with anything wrestling-wise,
no.
So they can just sit on their laurels. And unfortunately for them, Survivor Series often suffers creatively because of it. I said this last night. I'm only really looking forward to Survivor Series because I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, War Games will be fun to watch because, even the homogenized WWE version of War Games is still a fun little gimmick. I'm curious how they're going to rig it in Petco Park with no actual roof to it. That'll be fun I wish I could be inside while they're rigging that. It'd be fun to watch just from a BTS perspective. I'd love to see how that shit goes down. And maybe they'll put it on YouTube or something.
I might actually be able to enjoy most of Survivor Series this year because, the powers that be in college football decided to put Stanford and Notre Dame on at 10:30 at night for a kickoff.
Is so that right? Oh, geez.
I saw that this week and I was fuming. I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Like,
where they play that game?
It's not like I'm worried to play Stanford or anything. It's like, I don't think I have ever in my Notre Dame fandom seen a kickoff at 10:30 at night. I know they're in California doing it, but
okay, so it's a 7:30 kickoff.
It was 7:30 kickoff your time, which wouldn't be that big of an issue if I was on the West Coast. But Notre Dame is in the Eastern time zone,
so I understand that. Yeah, I was just trying to think. It's like that sounds odd, but yeah, okay. That if they're going to be out here playing Stanford, that makes sense from a booking standpoint for an East Coast fandom. That sucks, and that's awful. Yeah, and the good part is, if you want, I can commiserate with you being up so damn late because that show will be way over by the time I get back to the hotel. Just figure we'll be done at 8 our time.
I'm not looking forward to overrun. I'm not looking forward to possibly being up at 1:30 in the morning watching fourth quarter of a football game. It's very possible that Notre Dame blows them out and it's not that big of an issue and it's a pretty chill watch. But it's still the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
Like why would you do that for their final game of the season? Just to kind of screw with them a little towards the CFP?
It's one of those, again, Notre Dame is not favorably thought of by the other college football teams in the community. So it is like one more stick it up their ass before the playoffs start.
If Pitt beats Miami, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Right? No, I will go and make a sign and laugh with you because that has to negate any bitching at that point.
That would eliminate Miami completely.
100%. Hell, losing to Pitt if it was the only loss would mildly, possibly eliminate them anyway. Because wow,
Josh, I'm gonna say this right now. I know the Chiefs are 5-5, and they're currently on the outside looking in.
Yep.
But there's a but. Yeah.
We know that the Chiefs can go on a roll, and it's not over yet. There's still weeks in the season. I know that you're not used to that being a Browns fan, but
I shouldn't be laughing because I'm a Cowboys fan. But
there's a chance that the Chiefs could go on a roll and the Broncos could tank. Like stranger things have happened in the NFL world, and the Chiefs can still get in the wild card even. So they're still in the hunt.
I'm not going to mention names because I will be eviscerated from existence if I mention their name. I have a dear friend I've known since my 8th grade year of school. She has a female life-changing operation schedule for the weekend before the Super Bowl. The way the Broncos are playing, which she is a Broncos person, she is actually trying to figure out how to get to the Disneyland parade if the Broncos win a week out of post-op. And I'm going, if it was any other fandom, I would check her into a rubber room after she has this operation. But if the Broncos win the Super Bowl, I will push her wheelchair for her to Disneyland. I swear to God, I will. That's so good for them. And they're playing well enough where it could happen.
They are. I mean, the Broncos, I think, share the top record in the NFL.
Which is
Patriots. What time loop did we go into where the Broncos and the Patriots are leading the AFC?
I think what happened, Greg, is that Maddie's scheduling, making him not able to be here, this has been balancing the universe because we can be happy for him by proxy.
Okay, listen, I'm going to... This is purely for comedic purposes, so don't take me seriously when I say this.
Here we go.
Did my divorce cause a time loop to send us back 20 years? Back into the days where I was single? Because that's the way football's structured now. It's back to that time. Fortunately, it didn't take Notre Dame with me. Because Notre Dame back in 2000, back in the Charlie Weiss era was not good.
No. And I can't actively answer that right or wrong because the Cowboys have sucked pretty much since before that. So
but there's been
96. 96. I know. Trust
Oh
me.
my
I
god.
know.
Cowboys haven't won since I was in elementary school.
Ovaltine, please, and a cookie. Thank you.
Hey, the Steelers haven't won since I was in college, so it's fine.
Hey, you know what? They still got more than us, and I hear about it all the time for everybody except you. So you two. So I love you two for that, but the rest of you Pittsburghers can.
I mean,
go out there and go piss off.
Here's the thing: like, Cowboys fans should only have to listen to Steelers and Patriots fans chirp at them.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. I agree. Except that the problem is, Greg, is that they were labeled America's team for so long that they can't ever live up to it. Like
Yeah.
I have said it since I heard the phrase and kind of came up. It's like, oh yeah, we all live in Jerry's world, but like it's constantly under remodel. Like, can we just have somebody like rotate the axis back on its point? Like, because Jerry's world's kind of loopy loop right now. That's like awful. They will never win a Super Bowl as long as the management structure the way it is. Just like the Angels will never win a World Series as long as the person in charge is the person in charge. And
Josh, if that
okay
happens, Josh, if this scenario happens, I'm sending them back.
What does it say?
He's asking if you moving to Pennsylvania will cause a Browns Cowboys Super Bowl. I don't think the tectonic plates are going to shift that much, buddy.
So if that happens, I will be happy as a Cowboys fan, but I will make sure I stay on the border until the game is over, just so I don't completely fuck up the entire world. Because the Browns winning again just is like, I can think of 3 people that would be happy with that I know of. One of them is Josh. One of them is the King Jerry Lawler, and God knows he could use something because that poor guy's had a year. And I can't remember the third person I was going to say off the top of my head, but yeah,
Jesse.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? It's so funny. I had not heard from her in ages. And I've been putting up that daily quote. Find a reason to smile little entry. She's like 2 of those. And it's like, oh, she's still out there. Good for her.
That poor girl has been going through hell for years.
She has absolutely.
So, like, I'm just hoping like somebody figures out like what's going on with her, and like, so she can live as normal of a life as possible. Like that's my hope.
Now, whatever's going on, somebody needs to find out and shut it down because she deserves so much better than not being able to even pop into our content anymore or anything like that. Because she was an absolute joy when we had her on the shenanigans.
Jesse rules. We have rival sports teams, but she's awesome.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing about being out there is like everybody seems to hate the LA teams. Everybody, like y'all can unite on that front. The LA teams are the devil incarnate. And it's like so it's okay.
I mean, the Dodgers are the first team since the Yankees to win back-to-back. So
yes, and I loved the Kings. The Kings beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in overtime not too long ago in Toronto. So the headline was LA team beats Toronto team 4-3 in extra time. Where have I seen this before? I was like, damn, that's mean as shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly how it went down too in the series.
That's our Kings Twitter. I was like, whoever's doing our Kings Twitter, like before I go, I need to give them a big old hug and a kiss and buy them a stick dinner because they are gold.
Crazy.
Oh my god! But it was true. And I you know what? I haven't been in the room with you guys since it happened. I feel like the wrestling gods giving Frankie Kazarian the TNA World Title was we're sorry, Tracy, that your Blue Jays blew it. Here's Frankie being the world champion for you.
I mean, I know how happy you were that happened. The rest of the internet was not, but
Well, you know what? The rest of the internet can go by this guy's advice and suck it. He is the one guy from that period of time in my fandom, in my career, whatever you want to call it, that has not been a world champion until now. And it's been long overdue. I still say it should have happened in April when they were here, when his wife and his son and his mom, who I hadn't seen in 15 freaking years at that point, were all in the crowd, and Sky was there. Everybody was there. But I love the way the story evolved, where he got it. And like you said, Noah, God, dude, Noah is so about all of this because it's NXT that's really the cause.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so the NXT when they had the Rainbow Bright logo was JD's NXT. The Black and Gold Classic is Noah's NXT. I will take ownership of this NXT if it means they made Frankie Kazarian be the world champion. I will throw on the black and silver and frickin' tap down Hollywood Boulevard in a parade. NXT, NXT, but with a little red yellow logo saying TNA on it too.
But listen, I'm so happy that a lot of my favorites have been world champion. The only one who didn't is Shane McMahon. But HBK obviously world champion.
Yep.
Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Anderson, world champion. Christopher Daniels, Ring of Honor world champion. Mercedes, so many belts you can't count them. It's like I'm happy that like a lot of my favorites were able to see that and like achieve that, and that's awesome.
No, it is. See, for me, and again, I am not trying to be big league guy because people still accuse me of that even now. I love that the people I was fans of got to win championships in my lifetime, but I'm even more happy and proud of my friends that have won. Like even like John being the Intercontinental champion right now is buffalo. Like I can't even what? It's so good though. It's so cool. Joe being a champion again right now. It's trio championship. It is what it is, AEW, but it's still right now. Frankie's a champion. Joe is a champion. John Cena is a champion. Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth or Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler were on WWE television last week.
Right.
I kind of find it hard to not be proud of all of my wrestler friends right now. It's pretty damn cool.
Yep.
And with this big shift in my life and the shift in a lot of their lives, like retirements and just being done or whatever, it's like, Greg, we talked about it, I think, on your birthday show, maybe last week. 2026 feels like a major shift in the space-time continuum, and I am ready for
it. It needs to happen. Like 2025, 2025 for the most part has not been kind.
No,
there have been positive moments.
Yes,
even far between, but there have been some positive moments. 2026 needs to be an incredible year.
And I feel like the only way that happens is if we freaking grab it by the throat and make it happen. I hate to Vince McMahon it from 25 years ago, but we need to reach out and grab it by the throat and it's our time. Because sitting back and letting it happen has obviously been the wrong approach.
Yeah, and that's why I've made the decision to go to Jersey a couple times. Initially, after everything happened, I was like, I'm just gonna wallow in my self-pity, which, don't get me wrong, I did for quite a bit. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? What's stopping me? Really? What is stopping me from taking this trip and going to see people that I might not otherwise see or not see for a long time? And while I don't have any concrete plans to see anybody this time around, I'm hoping that happenstance can make things happen. But I also get to see Mercedes wrestle for the first time.
Which is way cool for you. I know there is a divide on her, and the other channels I inhabit are not kind to her. I'm not even gonna lie. But for you, who has been a staunch, I am a Sasha Banks person, I am a Mercedes Moné person, to finally get to see her wrestle live and potentially win belt number 643, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool for you. When they finally started getting all the Cena compilations together, and Lord knows there are many of them right now. One of the clips that gets shown all the time, every time it comes out, I call Dylan in the room, I was there, was when Michaels brought out Hogan in Anaheim to team with Cena against Jericho, Tomko, and Christian. And I remember being there at the pond, racing down that aisle that was against the old Raw Tron stage from 2005, and just being as close as I could to Hulk, because I never thought I'd see him wrestle. after watching the Hall of Fame thing, and he had he dipped in a couple times during that year to wrestle for WWE, but I never thought I would see him wrestle in person again, and there he was, and it was just so cool. I didn't get to see a lot of Steve Austin when he was wrestling because I wasn't going a lot until like 2001. 2001, I think I've been to like 10 shows that year, but he wasn't active a whole lot. Cena, I've been fortunate to see a few. But yeah, I encourage anybody, if you have an opportunity and no major obstacle holding you back from going to a wrestling show, going to a concert you wanted to go to, just make the decision. Ask your financial your wallet for forgiveness later rather than permission before. Because if you don't go, you'll regret it. Guarantee it.
One of the things I regret about my wrestling fandom is like I missed a 10-year period of live shows from like 97 to 2007.
Yeah.
I never saw Kurt Angle wrestle live.
Oh.
And like
that hurts me for you so bad.
Like it was bad enough not being able to see Mankind, Taker, and Hell in a Cell. But like,
oh god, that's right. That was in Pittsburgh. Oh my god,
that was in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
So not being able to see Kurt Angle wrestle because like I obviously never went to a TNA show.
No.
But like, yeah.
That's
it.
Yeah. But I'm sorry.
I can't say anything. I've seen Taker live a number of times.
I've seen Taker live.
That's which I saw different incarnations, and I did see the biker, and that was cool. I saw the biker, that was neat. But man, that aura when that gong hits and those lights go down, it is a whole other thing. Oh my god.
I've seen Taker as like Purple Glove Taker. I've seen him as WWF Champion Taker in '97. I've seen him as I've seen him in a streak match. So like,
yeah. Nice. You saw End of an Era live. I don't want to hear shit from you.
That was such a fun match.
And Sean was in that match with them. So piss off for you on that.
Listen, I never got to see Mr. WrestleMania wrestle at WrestleMania, but I did get to see him.
No, damn! As involved as he was, he might as well have been wrestling in that match. Holy shit!
Fair.
That WrestleMania was up and down, loopy coaster. God. Oh yeah, it's funny. I was talking when I talked your intro, talking about taking things for granted. I saw Randy Savage's last match. Yes, he ran at the very end, did a freaking couple of things in the elbow. Maybe I think he did the elbow. No. But I was there for Randy Savage's last match.
Nice.
Which just what?
Yeah.
That is
considering how much he was my dad's favorite before he retired and Undertaker became his favorite. Getting to take my dad to meet the Undertaker. That's one of those. Every once in a while I'll go on Facebook and look at a picture. I go, me working did that. It's we as wrestling. Greg, you and I talked about this before. The worst thing about wrestling fans, the worst thing about wrestling is wrestling fans. A lot of times we take a lot of it for granted.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we have stuff like this, we can remember that there's so much good, and we can realize that as big a shit show as this year has been, and we are so glad we're a few weeks away from telling it to go fuck itself. Wrestling's been good to us this year for the most part. Like I said,
for the most part,
up and down. For the most part, wrestling's been good, especially WWE has been good to us this
Yeah.
year.
I will say this: like, as much crap as we give wrestling fans, the small community of like really cool people. Like this group of people, like Maddie, obviously. Like you look at like Ella, you look at Kate, you look at Kylie and Haley when they were on for the couple shows that they were on. You look at Sean, you look at SJ, you look at Josh, you look at people who have been a part of this channel in multiple different facets. And you realize that like this thing that when we were growing up was a very niche thing and maybe not as popular with everybody else. But when you find this community, and I'm talking like I'm not talking like IWC, bunch of marks that are just tribalistic. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about like real, genuine people that can be there for you and that are kind and they're caring and they share the same fandom that you do, and you find out that maybe you have some other things in common. It's that kind of thing that I think makes all of this so special.
Absolutely.
Because
could not agree more.
Honestly, without all this, I have no idea what my life looks like.
Right?
Yeah.
Like without, where's my title's over there somewhere. Without that championship, a lot of stuff that I've done, a lot of people that I've met probably would have never left the house. Honestly.
Yeah, that's a valid.
This
I mean, Jeff had to say the same thing.
This show without that championship doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, if it wasn't for Aaron allowing me to go on to the original Wrestling Trivia Challenge back when he started it, none of this shit would have happened. I mean, Greg would have never came to my wedding. I would have never met Jet. Shit, it's unreal.
It is cliche because of where I work, but it really is a small world after all.
Yeah.
But I still don't want to paint it.
I'll have to agree with Josh on that one. That comment, he just, I'll agree with him on that one.
I mean, that's a solid plan. Here's my. I don't have a place of my own yet. That is probably less likely to happen this year. Maybe for Rumble 2027.
Saudi Mania.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing because I would love to do. We have our watch along over in the Simple Apple Studios, and I know I'm gonna if I'm still at Disney at that point and I'm off work that day, I'll very likely be part of it because the Rumble is one of my favorite days of the year. Period. End of story. It should be a 2-dayer by now. I know it won't be for Saudi, but I think when it 2027, I think it should be. That way we have one Rumble each night. Just my opinion. And it's a big enough show where it should be. But yeah, I'm totally down. Especially if we have the space we're gonna have. A watch along will be pretty damn easy.
Mm-hmm. We don't know.
But we digress.
Yeah, we don't know what the next year is going to look like. I do want to go over AEW Full Gear because, I mean, that was pretty much the point of doing the show. I want to go over briefly the national title Casino Gauntlet match I want to talk about. Okay. It's going to be the first time I see a Casino Gauntlet live because that's
true.
Because that's different from the Rumble because it ends in pinfall. So that'll be fun. Obviously, seeing Mercedes and Chris Statlander, they're going to tear the house down. I'm waiting for that. Samoa Joe and Hangman Page for the World Championship.
That's going to be
that'll be a
next
banger.
level.
Yes, Josh. The AEW has a pay-per-view coming up this Saturday.
I won't be watching it.
Well, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Yeah. It's like I'll be on my way to work and then working, so I literally can't watch it, but I will be hopeful for Greg that it's a damn good show.
Yeah, same here.
I'm hoping I have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's what I want this weekend to be. Like, I have been working 6 days every week for like 3 months. I want 2 days to myself.
I don't blame you.
So, which Thanksgiving's coming up, so I'll definitely have a couple days there too. But like,
no, it's so important, dude, to take care of you. I'm talking to my girl about this, man. It's just I'm very much like my mom. I'm very much like you, that I just worry so much about everybody else, and sit back and go, oh wait, I'm dehydrated. Oh wait, I don't feel well. What now? What do I do?
Yeah, hydrate, don't dehydrate.
Right.
And let me tell you, from somebody who did the show while going through having a kidney stone, hydrate.
For the love
hydration
of all.
is important.
Of all that is pure and good. Jesus Christ, folks. Drink the water. Do the thing.
Never again. But anytime I feel like the slightest twinge, I find a bottle of water, I put some lemon in it, I'm just chugging the son of a bitch. Like I have to do it because I will never go through that pain again.
No, it is
ever.
No. Any type of pain and discomfort with that involved, or anything related to the number ones. Oh nope.
Nah.
Cannot recommend. Disrecommend enough. 0 out of 10. Bret Hart Smurf. No.
Bret Hart rates Triple H higher.
Yeah, no, that's valid as hell. And that's saying something.
All right, but apparently AEW has a 3-hour show tonight for Dynamite.
Oh my god!
Oh, because they're doing Collision with it too. So the first 2 hours is Dynamite and then Collision.
Okay. I was like, why are they doing so much more? I forgot it was
because Full Gear's on Saturday.
Full Gear's on Saturday, so they're not going to run.
It's funny
that makes sense.
Greg's going to Full Gear, then Jeff's going to Survivor Series, and then 2 weeks after that, or 2.5 weeks, I'm going to Monday.
Yeah, well, 2 in a day.
Yeah. So that is going to Saturday night's main event.
I know.
Well, I had a small opportunity window, and I told the ticket buyer, I was like, if I could get the day off, which I do have the day off from Disney, but that's also flying across country, getting a hotel room. And I don't know if I can handle the emotion of it. It was going to be hard enough watching his last PLE match. If I'm there for his last match in person, I may expire right there. It may just happen. Like, for real.
Shit,
I don't know if the time of it as it is.
I might be going.
Listen, I'm just happy. I'm just happy I didn't decide to fly with all the government shutdown stuff. Like, I know they're back, but like I'm so glad I made the decision to drive instead. It's like,
yeah. I am so glad you brought that up now, because the show's almost over, and the way I started my day, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. So let's end the show now before we get into
It's a work, kids. It's a work.
It is. Buy the shirts. Buy all the shirts.
All the shirts.
Support me so we can put on some watch-alongs or do some live stuff.
Support the politics of the workers. We have politics on the show.
Listen, if that shirt store blows up, I'll do some giveaways and stuff or stuff. I don't care. I'll hang them high for this country.
Hang them high. So, I understand the reference.
Yep. So until next week.
Yes.
Which will be the pre-Thanksgiving version. For both the Jeffs, I'm Greg Cherry. Don't be a jag, and we'll see you next week on the Greg Cherry Show. Have a good night.
We are Greg and the Jeffs.